This is Judge Joe Brown, and we're listening to We All Be News. News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Greetings, everybody. It's your favorite artivist, Brother Ron, also known as R2C2H2 the Artivist. From time to time, I'll be doing hotel reviews because being that I travel a lot throughout the country, this year alone I have driven thousands of miles, stayed in many hotels and motels while traveling these highways and byways. And I think it's only right that I give people my 2 cents about some of the hotels I have been staying in, because I think a lot of times we don't talk about things, especially when it comes to our money and our spending practices. When you spend money for a service or for a product, you are expecting to be treated a certain way. It's an old saying, you get what you pay for. So if I'm paying top dollar for a service, I expect top respect in return, especially when it comes to hotels. There's something about hotels to me that speaks a lot in terms of how you feel about yourself. If y'all willing to pay a certain amount of money for a hotel, what you are saying is that I care enough about myself, about the safety of myself as well as others, to secure a spot where I can relax, where I can recharge, where I can rejuvenate myself to get ready for my day. Because it's important to get rest. One of the things that kill people in this day and age is not getting enough rest or sleep. Really not getting enough peace of mind. Not drinking enough water. Not getting enough rest are two of the top killers of people. So it's very important that, when you go to a place to relax, especially when you pay your money, that you feel comfortable, that you feel safe. And I'm just going to report right now, my focus is the Courtyard by Marriott, Memphis, Germantown. Marriott are well known in the hotel game, in the industry. They're one of the top hotel people. Marriott, you think about Hilton, think about Holiday Inn, even all these places, they have very powerful brands. Now, I want to talk about 2 times recently that I stayed at the Courtyard by Marriott, Memphis, Germantown. Overall, the hotel wasn't bad, but there were problems at each stay that I had that really should never happen, as far as I'm concerned. The first problem was when I stayed there between August the 26th through the 29th. When normally I go to hotels and stuff, especially when it's in my city, I try to go to a place where I could just disconnect and get some work done. And a lot of my work involves media work. A lot of my work is online. But unfortunately for me, there was no Wi-Fi service for the majority of my stay. There was no Wi-Fi service. None. And I called a hotel that was giving some excuse about the technician. He would, they would put it back on anytime. But the whole purpose, a lot of times one of the biggest issues for people when it comes to hotel stays is making sure that they have Wi-Fi connectivity. Because a lot of folks do work online, not just you get leisure, viewing videos and whatnot. And people love to surf the net, but also people do working vacations or working holidays. And, you got deadlines to meet and the email folks. This is very much was an inconvenience for me. The Wi-Fi didn't start working until like early Sunday morning on the 28th, my original checkout date. But I extended my stay by a day so I could get some work done that I couldn't catch up on because the Wi-Fi was an issue. And really, to me, the lack of customer service, to me, they should have said, you know what, Mr. Hurd and everybody else staying there that night or that weekend rather, we'll give y'all a complimentary stay or something. They didn't. It's just like, just take the consumer for granted. It's a no-no. And especially in the hotel industry, you can't take the folks who stay at your venue, at your place, for granted. They ain't think about. They ain't say they offer anybody any type of thing for the inconvenience. Then the second time I stayed there, I should have known about it from the first time. Was actually Labor Day weekend, September 4th through the 6th. And I check in. First and foremost, the person at the front desk, he was rather young. He probably was new, a young kid. I'm not gonna knock him too much. He got a ways to go in terms of how to really serve people. Not that he was rude or disrespectful, but I'm usually used to getting 2 cards for my hotel room. You know, he have these security cards, and he only gave me 1. I didn't notice that until I came back after I discovered. Now the room was nice, right? It looked clean from what I could see. It looked like it was a 3-star level. But as soon as I went to sit down at the desk in the chair, I found a dirty used sponge in the seat. I don't know what to think about that. I mean, everything else looked very clean and the restroom was good, but to pull out the seat at the desk and to discover a dirty sponge, a used sponge, I don't know what that sponge was used for. I was pretty hesitant to sit down in that seat. I had to get some tissues and whatnot and just throw it in the garbage can. But before I did that, I took a picture of the dirty sponge in the seat. And after I got situated, I went to the front desk. I showed him the picture of the dirty sponge. The same cat who checked me in. And he was surprised, and he offered up some excuse. Well, maybe it was remodeling, finishing up some rooms, and somebody must have left that. One of the workers must have left that sponge in the seat. And I noticed that I didn't have only 1 card, security card. Now he didn't tell me that he was only giving me 1 when I checked in, because like I said, I'm used to getting 2 security cards for my room. And he said, well, they was having a shortage of cards. And then on top of that, he did make a notation of the sponge in a book or something like that. He noted that, but nobody never did a follow up with me. He offered an not even really an apology. This is some weak excuse. They took me for granted. That's the second time. And 2 times I've been to Courtyard by Marriott, Memphis. It took me for granted. Cause I don't know what was on that sponge. It was dirty. It was used. So, suffice to say, I won't be staying there anytime soon. And yes, I'm making this a video to put out there for the public to know. Because I am a consumer. If I consume, I have a right to review the things that I consume. The services that I pay for. And this was not what I signed up or paid for. When I was trying to check into a hotel, there's a 3-star. Now, if this was a 1-star hotel, or a half-star or no-star hotel, I wouldn't have had a problem with it because you get what you pay for. But to find a dirty, used sponge in your chair in a 3-star hotel is unacceptable. To get a non-response or a weak response to your issues is not something that I signed up for. So I'll make this video public. I have filed a complaint with Courtyard Marriott for these 2 times that they fell on their faces when it came to serving people. And once again, like Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing without a demand. And the people say, well, why you waited days later to put this stuff out? Because you know why? Because I have been dealing with a lot of stuff this year. I just came off the road. I just had to bury my grandfather, who died just 28 days after my grandmother. They were married for 42 years. And I had to drive 12 hours to Michigan by myself and drive back 12 hours. And drive 12 hours back to Memphis. So I've been doing a lot of driving around lately, burying people. And it'd be nice that when I go to places or anywhere, that when I'm dealing with stuff like that, if I'm paying for a place to stay, that the place be clean, that the place be safe, that the place can give me a space to help me get some peace of mind and a little bit of rest. I don't like doing extra stuff, telling folks, hey, your Wi-Fi is not working, and I paid money to be here in order to get away, to focus, to recalibrate, and to do some work. Or, hey, I paid y'all all this money. You got dirty sponges in my seat. What if the sponge was in my bed that I had to sleep in, or anywhere else? I mean, and then they have the customer service not be there to offer lame excuses, to offer no excuses. You're taking people for granted, and I'm going to start making this stuff public because, like my mom said, a closed mouth don't get fed. And I used to get on my mom about complaining about services and whatnot when I was younger. Now I know better, because now when I got to spend my money, I want my money to work for me. My money is a tool to give me the things I need in life, to help make life easier. I don't like spending money and then create more problems. But this is Ron Hurd, Brother Ron Hurd, also known as R2C2H2 the Artivist. I will do an update to what happens with this situation. But I want to let y'all know, y'all need to start using the technology to voice not only your disgust, but also your support for certain people, places, and things. If you know of hotels that are doing great things, you need to make that known as well as the bad things. It need to be a balance. So I'll also be doing reports on hotels I thought were very wonderful. They had great customer service, that offered a place that was clean and safe, and all that stuff. So I'll be doing that from time to time, in addition to the interviews with the famous people that like Dick Gregory and Judge Joe Brown, in addition to the commentary that I do, in addition to a lot of things, just living my life that I want to share with people. So on that note, family, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. Feel free, like I said, to talk about other hotels and things that you have issues with or that you love. So in the words of the great Duke Ellington, we love you madly. Keep producing and pushing.